Let's talk about Diigo. Diigo is a cool web tool that will allow you to organize and annotate your research. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to Diigo.com. So go www.diigo.com. Once you're at Diigo.com, you can sign up for an account over here on the right. Make sure you use an email address and password you can remember because that's how you're going to log in. Once you have that account, you can sign in. Since I've used Diigo before, I have several things that pop up. This is my main library, my library. So everything that I have saved in Diigo will show up here. If I want to look at specific items, I can sort by tags. Those are labels that I've given to those items, or I can sort by lists. If I want to create a new list, I just simply do plus list. And then I give it a name. Public means that it's available for everybody to see. Private means that it's only for you. And then there's an option to add a description. And then I click create, and you'll see that I now have this new list over here on the left. Now before I can add information to these lists, I'm going to need a Diigo toolbar. That's what this little blue thing up here is. Now to get a Diigo toolbar, you're going to simply go up here to where the person icon is and click Tools, and then you click Diigo Extension. Now I've already got an extension, so you can see it's not blue and it doesn't say add, it just says that it's already added to Chrome. So I'm ready to go, but you would need to click it and then it would install it onto Chrome and you'd have this little blue D as well. So since I'm ready to go and I've downloaded the extension, I'm going to go ahead and do some research. So I'm going to go to Literature Resource Center, one of the Gale database options. And I can type in some of my search terms as I have here. Then I'm going to just choose literature criticism and I'm going to click search. So now I've found some literature criticism over my topic, and once I've looked through it and decided which one I would like to keep, or more than one, for example, let's say I want to keep this one, I have a couple options. Now since this isn't a website, it's a database, I can't just bookmark this and it go back to this exact page. So I have two things I can do for the databases. First, I'm going to click my little D up here and I'm going to annotate. If I click annotate, I can select a highlighter and I can choose what to highlight. So let's say that I decided that was important and this was important. And I can continue to highlight as I would like. If this was a regular web page, I could simply click the save and bookmark. Since this is a database, I'm going to do a screenshot now. So I'm going to highlight these two paragraphs that I found information in. This is the text that will be saved in Diigo. So now I can still add further. I could add an arrow, and I can even choose the color. Maybe I really think this is important, so I'm going to add an arrow there. I could add circles. Again, I can choose the color. I could add boxes. Again, I can choose whatever color I'd like. I could even add text. So let's say I wanted to say something about this. Okay, and again, I could change the color for this as well. So let's say I want to do some blue now. Okay, so now I've added everything I want to this screenshot. I would click Save. And I don't want to attach it to the page URL because, again, this URL is not constant and will change because it's a database. Instead, I'm going to do tag as a standalone item. So here you can see there's what picture it'll save. I can save the title on this. So let's say I want to save it as the actual title of the article so I know where it came from. I can add it to a list. So I'm going to add this one to practice. I can even add some tags. If I've already used the same tags, I could click on that tag. Save. So now when I go back to Diigo and I click on the list I saved it in, I've now got this item saved. And if I click on it, it'll let me view it. Now, I want the bibliographic information to go with it as well. So I could click here where it says Citation Tools. I'm going to turn off Diigo here. And I've got MLA 7th edition. Yes, I would like to keep this citation. So I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to go back to Diigo. I'm going to edit this. I'm going to add in the description the citation. I'm going to save it. Now I've got that citation attached to that page that I had annotated. Another way that I could save this instead of a screenshot would be to click bookmark up here, and this will give me a permanent URL. So always copy this URL instead of the one at the top here if you're in a database. Then if I go to Diigo and I go to My Library, I could do Add Bookmark, and I can paste that URL and click Enter. Again, I could change the title if I wanted to. So maybe I would like it to have that same title. I could again add my citation. And I can add it to my list. So now if I go to practice, I've got both the screenshot and I've got the URL. If I click on the URL, it'll go directly back to that source because I've chosen the bookmark URL, not the URL in the address bar. If I click my Diigo icon and I click annotate, I can again highlight this page. I could add notes. So there I've got a note. Save. And now let's exit out of this. This time when I go back, if I click annotate again, there's that information that I had just saved. I've got my note and I've got my highlighted information. So either way will allow you to save your bookmark. Don't forget that when you are, let's edit this. Don't forget when you are creating these, you do want to go ahead and include some tags. That way it's easy to know which paragraph or which point you were going to support with that particular article. Now, I'm in my practice list. I can organize this even further. So let's do add section, and I'm going to say feminism. And now I've got a title on that one. Let's add another section that says maybe racism. And let's say that this second article was actually over racism, and this one was over feminism. Now I can categorize them by subtopic. So not only do I have all of my research for this particular paper in one spot, but I can now organize it into paragraph information. So that's been a short tutorial over Diigo. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope this makes your research that much easier.